Hello, good evening, everyone. So, this will be a recorded discussion for our last topic for the coverage of your exam. I know that you can study in your own, but this is just an aid for you to understand the topic better. So, our last discussion was all about Philippine literature during the pre colonial period. So, let's just have a very short review about it. So, uh, again, the pre colonial Philippine literature was divided into three ages, right? The uh, the mythological age, heroic age, and folk tales. So, Mr. Esperidion Arsenio Manuel, which is a known historian and um, a known scholar of studying for Philippine folk literature, divided the pre-colonial age into three ages. So, most literary works during the pre-colonial period were transmitted through oral tradition. Again, the different literary pieces were passed down orally, and some pieces were burned down, they were destroyed, because again the Spaniards believed that they are works of demon, so demonic daw, that's why they destroyed it. And surviving texts were restored because of resistance and geographical isolation. Now again, Mr. Manuel or Esperidion Arsenio Manuel divided the the Philippine pre-colonial age into three ages: mythological age, heroic age, and folktales from all ages. So first, when we say mythological age, this is the period when our ance- it means that this is the period when our ancestors told stories about the creation of human beings and the world, natural phenomena, deities, and spirits. So because they don't have the scientific explanation yet for the different phenomena, just like the eclipse, so um, dif- uh, they have up to explain those phenomena through stories, and that's how mythological age happened. Next is the heroic age. So, for this, ordinary mortals and cultural heroes became the chief subject matter in this period. Epics became a popular genre. It was chanted during important events in the community to inspire people, also performed to remind the community of their ideals and values. Perfect example for this is the life of Lamang or Biag ni Lamang of the Ilocos region. So we have different examples later on. And lastly, we have folk tales. So these are traditional stories that had humans, animals, and even plants as characters. Fictional tales that have been modified through successive retellings before they were finally recorded and written down. So most folk tales are used for instructional purposes, like for teaching. So kanang mga stories like Juan Tamad, alamat ng pinya, and the different alamats that you know. So, again, the baybayin, which is the very first form of writing in the Philippines, it was derived from an Indonesian script, which is Kavi, or it is a Javanese script called Kavi. So, these are the symbols. As you can see, some symbols are equivalent to one letter, others are syllables. So they have used this to write down or to record the different literary pieces during the pre colonial period. So, early Filipinos wrote on palm leaves or bamboo using knives as pens and sap from plants and trees as ink. The ancient Tagalog script had 17 basic syllables composed of 3 vowels and 14 consonants. So symbols used could be modified to represent different vowel sounds. So again, they have used by buying for their writing. So we have here Philippine folk narratives, and I will be giving examples for these. So first we have myths. Again, creation stories, gods and goddesses. So for myths, stories that makes use of gods and goddesses and other fantastical creatures as characters. It is a means of our ancestors to explain the occurrence of supernatural events, the beginning of cultural traditions, and the existence of mysteries. A myth may also attempt to explain the origin of the world and the people. So, gods and goddesses, mga tikbalang, and other creatures. So, perfect example of a myth is the creation story of the Tagalogs. So, it was a story of how the world was built. So, allow me to speak in vernacular sometimes, no? So, it is said in the creation story of the Tagalogs, there were only the skies and the oceans at first, and a crow. Ano naman ang crow? Uwak. So, ang gibot sa uwak, gipaaway niya ang skies and oceans nang ngita siya reason nga mag-away sila. Moto ni splash og water ang seas or ang ocean sa sky na mo to si sky sad nagpauwan og stones, and those stones became islands, and that's how the crow rested. Amo dito iyang gipaaway ang seas ug ang skies kay gikapoy na siya lupad-lupad. And that specific bird later on will be amihan, the first creature to inhabit the earth. Pero crow ang sa story sa kanang the Tagalogs. And then, moto na may na-form nga islands. Later on, na-in love si Sky sa ocean. Nagka-in love ay sila duha. And then, they bear a child. Nakaanak sila, which is the bamboo or the kawayan. And katong kawayan, naglutaw-lutaw daw sa seas. Nya naigo man ang tiil sa crow or itong specific nga bird. And then, nasuko si crow. Mo iyahang gituktok ang bamboo. And then, pagbuak sa bamboo, ato ni gawas ang first man and woman. So, that's the creation story of the Tagalogs. So, again, this is a means to explain supernatural events just like eclipse. So, di ba, ingon og na eclipse kay na ang bakunawa na sometimes mag-uwan na init. Mga na silag na tikbalang nga gikasal. Those kind of explanation. So, a myth may also attempt to explain the origin of the world and of the people, and the beginning of cultural events and existence of mysteries. Again, because our ancestors don't have scientific basis to explain things, what they did is that they have created stories to explain those happenings. Another one, we have legends. So, legends are believed to be historical but cannot be verified as true. Often about famous persons or events, may tell of an encounter with marvelous creatures which the folks still believe in, like fairies, ghosts, water spirits, the devil, and the like. So, stories like Maria Makiling, Magayon, Alamat ng Magayon, which is a story of Mount Mayon, Mount Makiling. So, nako na sila makita niya, very beautiful girl. Mao to ang diwata nga si Makiling, which is the protector of the mountain. Things like those. Another example is How the Angels Built Lake Lanao by the Maranaos. So this is a very long story. Basta kay the story was all about how Lake Lanao was built. I will share this if we have time. Kay medyo taas siya. Next, we have folk tales, so prose narratives usually told to amuse or entertain, instructional in nature. Why? Kaya again, these are used for teaching mga alamat, just like that. Alamat ng unggoy at ng pagong, or alamat ng matching at ng pagong, alamat ng kuneho at ng pagong. So, stories like those deal with events set in an indefinite time and space. So, again, pwede siya fables, characters could be vegetables, animals, things like those. So, famous Filipino folk tales, we have The Monkey and the Turtle, which is from Mindanao, specifically the Bilaan tribe. Kato 'di ba ning nag-half ang monkey ug ang turtle sa saging na ang gikuha sa monkey kay ang upper nga part nga naay fruit kay the monkey believed nga mabuhi to, and the turtle had the roots. Long story short, namatay ang sa monkey, unya nabuhi ang sa turtle. Kato nga story. And another example of a folktale, we have the story of the orphan girl, which is also from Mindanao. Again, the story of the orphan girl from Mindanao, Zamboanga, specifically from the Subanon tribe. So those are examples of folk tales. We also have epics. So again, heroic battles, bravery, and a narrative poetry. So epics, these are long narrative poems that describe the adventure of a hero, warrior, god, or king, influenced by the traditions, culture, beliefs, moral code, and attitudes of the people who created it. Epics often involve battles, which reveal the extraordinary strength of the protagonist as he engages in acts of bravery. Again, kanang saving the whole village, saving certain characters, like mag-save sa princess, mag-save sa ihang family, basta all about bravery. Those are those are epics, and again, in a form of poetry. So, kasagaran epics kay basahon during kanang mga rituals bitaw na, and then sundon sa mga generation hangtod sa na written down na siya or gisuwat na siya. So we have here examples of epics. First, we have Hinilawod. This is the oldest and longest epic of Panay. So this is all about the adventures of the three brothers. Again, Hinilawod of Panay, adventures of the three brothers, Humadapnon, Dumalapdap, and Labaw Dengan. Mga adventures ni sa three ka-brothers, which is an epic of Panay. Another one is Ibalon, which is from the Bicol region. So still about the three brothers, pero sa Bicol region nga culture, ang three brothers are Baltog, Banchong, and Handyong. Same route plot, adventures or gihapon, different setting, different mga situations, but still about three brothers. Another one is Hudhud, which is from the Ifugaos. So Hudhud is all about the Ifugao heroes, specifically Aliguyon. So the name of the Ifugao hero is Aliguyon of the village Gonhandan. Another one is Darangan, which is Maranao na pod. Kataganiha is example of a legend. Now this is an epic. So this is about the noble Maranao warrior, especially Prince Bantugan. So again, Darangan from Maranaos or from the Maranaos, and specifically talked about Prince Bantugan. And lastly, we have here the picture, the life of Lamang from the Ilocos region or Biag ni Lamang. All about the bravery of Lamang. So now, we will also be talking about Philippine mythology and Philippine folk lyric and speech. So if you are familiar with the songs like Si Filimon, Bahay Kubo, Magtanim ay di biro, Liron-liron sinta. So this is all about Philippine folk lyric and speech. So supposedly we will be playing a game, pero wala na. So Philippine folk lyric and speech. So the base form of Philippine folk lyric and speech is poetry. So again, poetry, it is the most compact form of literature. It has rhythm, metrical structure, and the use of imagery and sound patterns, organized in stanzas, which are groups of consecutive lines in a poem, with each stanza forming a single unit. So when we say metrical, there is measurement, may sukat, may tugma, and in forms of stanzas. Di para sa essay nga paragraphs. So, kadto, songs like Si Filimon, Leron-leron sinta, Bahay Kubo, Atin ko pong singsing, Magtanimay di biro, Dandansoy, Pakitong-kitong, Doon po sa amin, Sit-sirit-sit, Paro-parong bukid. Those are examples of Philippine folk lyric. Now, we also have ancient Tagalog deities. So, katong mga fairies, mga ghosts. So, murag under to siya ani. So, pre-colonial Filipinos practiced worshiping gods and goddesses. So, di ba they believed or they have worshipped large stones, mga caves, big trees, because the ancient Filipinos believed in what we call animism. So, animism is a belief that souls or spirits exist in plants, animals, or objects. That's why they have worship mga caves, mga trees, kaya they believe that everything has a soul or has a soul. Animism came from the Latin word anima, which means a person's inner self or soul, according to Carl Jung. So in the Philippines, deities vary in different regions. So if we have mga Greek mythology like Zeus, Poseidon, we also have our version of gods and goddesses here in the Philippines. So first, if the gods and goddesses of the Greek mythology, they have their Mount Olympus. So they believe daw nga ang puyanan sa gods and goddesses nila sa Greece is Mount Olympus. Here in the Philippines, we or the ancient people believed in kaluwalhatian. So kaluwalhatian is a term used to refer to the home of ancient Philippine gods and goddesses. So the present day pa kanang kalangitan, heaven. So mo na ilang tawag is kaluwalhatian, which is the home of ancient Philippine gods and goddesses. Now, here are our gods and goddesses. First is Bathala or Bathalang May Kapal. So he is the king of the gods in the Tagalog myths. He married a mortal with which he had 3 children. So Bathala fell in love with the mortal woman They had 3 children. We have Apulaki, which is the god of war and guardian of the sun, Mayari, the goddess of the moon, and Tala, the goddess of the stars. So, ang story, it is said nga Apulaki and Mayari had a huge fight kay wa nagbilin si Bathala or wa nibilin si Bathala og kinsay musunod sa iyahang title before he died. Wa siya nakapas sa iyahang title as the king of the world. Motong nagkabikil si Apulaki and si Mayari. Apulaki sun, Mayari the moon. So, or in Visaya, Adlaw and Bulan. So, Apulaki and Mayari ruled the earth at different times. This is because of a conflict between them when Bathala died and he did not pass the title to any of his children. So, that's why they had a conflict. Kaya wa na pa sa ang title. So, natay, di ba tulo iyang children ni Bathala? Si Apulaki, si Mayari, si Tala ng ang kontra si Apulaki o si Mayari. That's why Tala became the meddler or kanang siya ang referee. So Tala is the goddess who warns Mayari that the sun god is gone and that it is safe for her to come along with the stars. So that's why ang explanation nga nung inig kahapon nanay stars manggawas kay giingnan daw ni Tala si Mayari nga wa na si Apulaki. So mo na story sa tulo ka children ni Bathala. And also Amihan is believed to be a bird which is said to be the first creature that inhabited the earth. It is linked to the story of creation of the Tagalogs. So mao bitaw tong crow daw nga ni-exist sa earth. Mao ni si Amihan, which is a bird, a very large bird nga ihang gipaaway ang kanang skies and seas. So si Amihan dito, Amihan day ang name ato nga bird or crow. Crow man ang naa ng creation story of the Tagalogs. We also have here Bakunawa or the moon eater. It is the god of the underworld. The underworld, believed to have an image of a serpent or dragon, he is the one responsible for eclipses. So mauna kung na-eclipse, ingon sila nga ang Bakunawa kuno na gikaon ang moon. Mo nang magbanha-banha ang uban, magsaba-saba kay para daw mahadlok ang Bakunawa na mawa na ang eclipse. So katong Philippine folk narrative, Philippine folk lyric and speech, mauna ning mga folk songs, proverbs, and riddles. First, we have folk song. So again, when we say folk lyric and speech, iyang base form is poetry. First, we have folk songs. So folk songs are repetitive, sonorous, and have a playful melody. It may be about love and courtship, a long day's work, or maybe songs at a funeral. So examples kay katong mga bahay kubo, leron-leron sinta, magtanim ay di biro. So those are examples of folk songs. Si Filimon, mao to examples of folk songs. We also have proverbs or salawikain in Tagalog. So these are short sayings enveloped in rhymed verses. So it is meant to give advice to the young, offering words of wisdom or stating how one should live. Kanang mura bitaw siya og kanang mga advices pero poetic siya nga pagkasuwat siya, like kapag maikli ang kumot matutong mamaluktot, or we could also have katong kanang kapag may isunuksok may madudukot. Other examples, huwag magbilang ng sisiw hanggang di pa napipisa ang itlog. So somewhat poetic siya Pero naghatag siya og advice, it means something, um, uh, offering words of wisdom. So, mga kaalam, mga wisdom. So, matoy ka ng examples of proverbs. Again, short saying. Mugbo lang siya nga saying, pero naatay ma-learn. And we also have riddles or bugtong, perplexing questions meant to be guessed or solved. It is used for entertainment, require one to observe, analyze, and imagine to provide the right answer. So, adto ni nag-start during kanang mga funeral bitaw nga mga wake kanang maghaya. So, kung karon ang lingaw is magtong-its, magbingo. Sa una, they have thrown questions or bugtong at each other para malingaw sila, mag-isig ansiray sila og kanang mga bugtong meant to be analyzed. So, examples. Ako ay may kaibigan kasama ko kahit saan. So, what could possibly be the answer? Na ako'y friend, kauban ako kanunay. So, the answer is anino. So, di ba di man ang mabiya ng anino? No matter what. Mawa naman siya og dark. Pero when there is light, we have anino. Another one, dalawang magkaibigan palaging nag-uunahan. Unsa man na mga paa. Basta mga bugtong or mga riddles. Reading selections and analysis. So, decoding riddles. Analyzing or answering riddles requires one to decode images from it. Because in order for us to answer riddles, we need to imagine unsa may pasabot ani di ay what could possibly be the symbol ani nga phrase like atong ako ay may kaibigan kasama ko kahit saan. So mag-imagine tag unsa man di ay ng mga butang nga di mamiya sana ko. So di ba anino na dalawang magkaibigan parating nag-uunahan. So unsa may duha ka butang nga magsige og kanang marag race. So di ba paa. So we need analyzing, decoding of images in order to answer unsa may pasabot ato nga bugtong. Another one, analyzing myths. In reading a myth, it is important to understand it in the context of its place of origin while discussing elements of fictions. Okay, again, myths are never true. They are never proved to be true. Kuan lang kanang naray mga specific characters in that specific region. So ato siyang i-analyze according sa asa siya nag-origin kay di man nato pwede i-analyze ang creation story of the Tagalog so na lahi pud ang gituuhan kintay natong mga Bisaya nga na. So we should base it according sa place of its origin. How Lake Lana was built, you could never explain kay di man ta taga Lanao nga na. So we should explain it using elements of fiction kay kasagaran sa mga myths kay fiction man, they are not proven to be true. And again, i-base na to sa place of origin. And analyzing epics. So, Philippine ethno-epics can be understood through their common features as described by Espiridion Arsenio Manuel. So, Mr. Manuel have written some common features of epics. So, first, narratives of sustained length. So, poem siya nga taas. And narrative, it tells a story based on oral tradition. So again, ipasahay na from generation to another generation, especially during mga rituals, mga events, para ma-share ilang culture. Revolving around supernatural events or heroic deeds, mga battles, saving the village, mga ngana. in the form of verse. Kaya again, narrative poetry man siya. So, verses and stanzas ang gamit, which is either chanted or sung. So, pwede kantahon, pwede sa butangan or rhythm. And with a certain seriousness of purpose, embodying or validating beliefs, customs, ideals, or life values of the people. So, pwede siya mag-show culture, life anang a certain group of people. So, those are certain or common characteristics of epics. So thank you. So if you have questions, feel free to ask me. Again, I know that you can study on your own. I am sorry that we have failed to discuss this kay na nabitin na ta sa oras. You have or we have a lot to do. So this is me trying to um trying to make um trying to make bawi, trying to make bawi lagi. So I hope that you have understood something about this discussion. And again, I know that you can study on your own, but this is just my way of helping you. So bye.